Hi everybody and welcome to this video dedicated to the settings and properties of the Multispread V2 alert indicator. First of all, the instrument is an oscillator that keeps track of the trend of a currency basket made up of 5 currency pairs. The indicator has been primarily designed to follow the trend of the US dollar, but it can be used to operate on different baskets of currencies as well. Depending on the selected time frame, the indicator relays the direction of the trend. Based on the trend, once specific areas of the oscillator are reached, namely above 200 and below minus 100, we are alerted to start looking for the entry signal. We'll see how to set up the alert in just a minute. The entry signal is the crossing of the blue line over the red from above 200 moving downwards and from below minus 100 moving upwards. When the crossover occurs, or in other words, when the entry condition presents itself, we refer to the indications provided here to open a combination of trades, a basket with a high probability of success. When we open a basket based on a crossover from high to low from above 200, the basket will increase in value in monetary terms if the two curves continue to move lower. On the contrary, when we open a basket based on a crossover from low to high from below minus 100, the basket will increase in value if the two curves continue to move higher. As you can see here, it's next to two symbols that we have an operational suggestion, a buy and a sell one at the moment. We arrange the basket, we buy or sell based on what it says here. The best baskets are assembled when we have 4 out of 5 entry inputs, buy or sell. If we have 1 or 2, and if the oscillator is not moving down from above 200 or up from below minus 100, the basket should not be open because the probabilities of success would be lesser. We're not saying the probabilities would be 0, but definitely lower if, for example, the oscillator was moving around the 50 value. In that case, in order to close a basket with a profit, the oscillator would have to reach the other side of the given range. When all the conditions are met, on the other hand, we can proceed to set up the trades using the expert advisor. Before moving to the settings, it should be noted that the operational recommendations refer to the observed time frame. The system can actually be used to trade all time frames, but we suggest to always start with the analysis of the daily time frame. If we want to trade a lower time frame, let's say H1, the analysis should be aligned with that of the higher one, namely the daily or the H4, the ones we can alternatively set up as references. So another circumstance in which we'd better not take action is when the multi-time frame analysis is divergent. With that said, let's move on to the indicator settings. In order to customize Multispread V2 alert, we have to right-click on the chart and then click on Indicators List. We open Multispread, and here in the input section, we have to first select the trend filter, daily or H4, as I just mentioned. We suggest you use the daily analysis. This will define the trend against which you're going to compare the oscillator's positioning on the same time frame and on the lower time frames. Moving on, we have to assemble the basket. Here, you're going to type in the symbols you want to trade. They have to contain the same currency, in this case, the dollar. The symbols also have to be exactly those used by the broker, otherwise they won't be recognized. So if the broker uses a suffix, for example, that has to be included, a dot, a number sign, or any other. You can check that out in the Market Watch. From here, you can enable or disable the alert and specify the levels that are going to set off the alarm. We advise you to employ 200 and minus 100. You can also move the suggestion component to the right or to the left. Lower than 50 values will move it to the left. Higher values to the right. You can leave Show the Legs on True. In conclusion, in the Levels section, you can customize the color of the levels of the oscillator so as to make them visible on your background. In the next video, we're going to see how to actually trade the signals with our Spread Trade Manager V2. That's all for this tutorial. See you next time, and good trading from PipTrend Academy.